Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome to 10 Talk Tuesday. Today, I'd like to share 5 pet peeves of mine regarding cards, tarot, oracle, angel cards, any of that. Stick with me. I'd like to talk about that just after this. Hi, welcome back again. I have 5 pet peeves I'd like to talk to you about regarding tarot, oracle, angel cards, that sort of thing. When I purchase cards, I choose my cards very, very carefully. I don't just choose any old thing. For the simple fact is that cards in South Africa, where I live, are very, very expensive. So the money that I spend is a very big investment. My very first pet peeve that I have is when I order a deck and it arrives in a little tuck box, and the only information I have about this deck is this funny little book, what we call the white book. Okay. As a seasoned tarot reader, this book means less than nothing to me. So what I normally do with these books is I throw them away. Okay, so that's my first pet peeve. The next thing I want to talk to you about is boxes. When I spend 500 Rand on a deck of cards, I do not want them to come in something like this. This is what is called a tuck box, and it's called that because what we do is we just tuck the cards in there and then tuck it up like that. The bad thing about these boxes is that they are flimsy, okay? Cards that come in this sort of box, these boxes get very, very easily damaged, especially when you're using the deck. If you don't have loads and loads of decks in rotation, you use your deck all the time, the box is going to get really damaged. And as soon as the box gets damaged, your cards are going to get damaged. The other thing I really hate about these silly little boxes is that once you close everything up and you try and, let me put these cards back in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. When you close this box, now you've got your cards. First of all, you've got to try and bang your cards into them because, you know, there's always that one card at the back that sticks up like this and you can't get it to go in nicely. Eventually, you get the cards in and then you fold it up. And now you've got to try and close this blooming thing. Now, I'm actually really battling to close this. Can you see how difficult it is to close? Now you've got to start scrabbling about, pushing your fingers in there. I've got really fat fingers. So for me to now go and try and push fingers in there and try and get this thing closed. Okay, it still isn't closed properly. Can you see there? And it's the cards in front that are preventing this little flap from closing. What you're going to do eventually is, if you constantly force it closed, you're going to damage this front card, or maybe the front 2 or 3 cards. Okay, I do not want my cards damaged. The other little pet peeve I have is card stock. Now, again, because I'm spending a lot of money on cards, I do not want to take a card out and the card stock is as flimsy as the little white book. I don't want card stock that I can do that with. Okay, I don't want to be able to bend my cards and dog ear my cards. I don't riffle shuffle my cards, you know, that funny shuffling. I do hand over hand shuffling. So my cards do tend to last a bit longer. They don't get as frayed as quickly as riffle shuffling tends to make cards tend to fray on the corners. But still, if the card stock of the cards is really poor stock, the cards are not going to last. The other problem that a lot of really badly made card stock has is that sometimes there's the picture and then you've got the laminate over the picture. And what they do is they don't seal the edge, they just laminate the front and then the edge is left. So what actually happens, especially if you riffle shuffle, is the edges tend to peel. And if you riffle shuffle it, you actually peel the laminate off the front. Again, your card is screwed. You might as well just throw the thing away and go and buy a new set. So for me, cardstock is really important. I do not expect top quality top of the range Blue Angel cardstock for every single deck. Obviously that's not possible. But I do expect cardstock that is at least going to last, that the cards are at least going to last for a number of years. Now I'm going to touch on a point that I think a lot of card collectors, deck collectors have a problem with, and that is borders. Now, I am all for borderless cards. I think they look better. Their energy is not bound. If you understand, if you read cards, you will understand what I mean by that. The energy of the card is not boxed in or bound. So I really enjoy borderless or micro bordered cards. What I mean by micro border is often what I will do is 99% of the time I will edge my cards if they aren't already gilded on the edges or come with colored edges. And what happens sometimes is if your edging tool is slightly worn, you will get a micro border that bleeds through onto the front of the cards. Now, I don't have a problem with that. In fact, sometimes it actually just finishes the card off properly. A micro border is not going to constrict the energy of the card. It also doesn't constrict the visual of the card. I do not want to spend 800 Rand on a beautiful, beautiful deck of cards, a kit that comes in a gorgeous box, and it's got the 250-page guidebook in full color, laminated, blah, blah, blah. And then the card has got a picture this big, and the actual card is this big, and the picture is that big. So, all the rest is just border. That pees me off because I feel I'm being ripped off. Show the artist's artwork. That is why most of us purchase cards, is for the diversity and beauty of the artwork. Show the artwork. Don't showcase borders. The only exception is if the border of the card is part of the design of the image. So for instance, if there is a big border and the image bleeds into the actual border, the image kind of overruns the border and becomes part of the border. Or if the image actually is part of the border, that is not a problem. There I have absolutely no problem. But when the actual borders are huge, I feel cheated. My number 5 peeve, similar to what I've just spoken about, what upsets me sometimes is I will purchase a deck and I will have only seen the majors, the major arcana. And I get it and it's beautiful and I love it. And then I get to the suits and they're all pip cards. Now I know that there are people out there who adore pip cards. That's what they do. They've learnt on the Marseille system and they love pip cards. And me personally, I find that I'm being cheated again. I've paid for a deck of beautifully illustrated cards. I want illustrations. I don't want 6 little cups on the 6 of cups. I can do that myself. I can draw cups on a card myself. I am looking for artistic beauty, artistic merit, and I expect that on my suit cards as well as on my majors. So the minors and the majors, I get very frustrated if the minor cards, minor arcana is not fully illustrated. I have become a lot better though, because before purchasing cards, I tend to go and watch your other videos that a lot of you are putting out there. Thank you, marvelous. I do tend to do a bit more research and look at other people's reviews of cards, and there are so many amazing card reviews out there. So yeah, I've become a lot better. But yes, so white books are out. Crap tuck boxes, shitty quality boxes out. Crap cardstock, terrible, no excuse. Huge borders, again, stop conning the purchaser. And then pip decks, yes, if you use them. For me, no, it just kind of cranks my handle. Okay, so 5 of my pet peeves. If you did like this video, look down there, you can see the like button. Give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you didn't like this video, well, go and subscribe so that you get the notifications of when my next video is, so you don't have to watch it. So subscribe and click the unlike button and leave a comment about how much you hated my video. It'll be fantastic and I can respond to you. I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot saying, oh, let's use this. I'll see you on the flip side.